Now on CoastTV News.
Tackling runoff concerns, what Rehoboth Beach is considering in its stormwater management plan. Plus, traffic taming talks. The streets at the nation's summer capital are targeting drivers who exceed the speed limit.
Thunder. I'll have details on when the rain clears out and the latest on a coastal storm threat this weekend.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. Today is Friday, February 20th. I'm Grace Eckerly and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. And we do have breaking news at this hour. The Supreme Court has issued a major blow against President Donald Trump's tariffs. The justices have said that Trump violated federal law when he imposed sweeping tariffs across the globe. In the 6-3 decision, Chief Justice Roberts wrote in the majority opinion that Trump needs authorization from Congress to exercise those tariffs. It is a striking decision from the conservative court that has sided with the president on issues such as immigration and spending cuts. And this morning, the efforts in Rehoboth Beach to improve stormwater quality are a big part of the Stormwater Management Master Plan in improving water quality in the city's lakes. The city says that dredging Lake Gerar would increase capacity and help water quality and the habitat. The plan also looks at ways to reduce beach advisories and include an ocean outfall reconfiguration to improve appearance and limit erosion. It also recommends permeable concrete pavers to reduce runoff, and all of this goes before city commissioners today at 2 p.m. Now taking a live look into Rehoboth Beach from another angle. Not a very nice day to go walking on the boardwalk. We're joined now by First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono on this rainy Friday morning. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Grace. Yeah, that rain came in right on cue just about after 8 o'clock, and we even had a few rumbles of thunder. You can see the heaviest rain right now right along the coast, extending from Long Neck down through Fenwick Island and through portions of Ocean City. Now, the good news is we are beginning to see the back edge of this rain push through the southern portion of the midshore, so drier air is beginning to work in. The front still back off across portions of Ohio and West Virginia as that area of low pressure kicks up into the upper Great Lakes. But yeah, a very gloomy shot here of Lewis. 45 degrees. Winds are out of the northeast at about 5. We're up to 52 right now in Salisbury, 45 in Cambridge, 46 in Georgetown. So the rain will be winding down over the next hour or two. We are going to be drying out pretty nicely through the afternoon, partly cloudy skies, and I think some areas will make a run at close to near 60, especially further inland you go, and we're looking at a clear night ahead. Coming up, I'll have the latest on that impending coastal storm over the weekend, coming up in my full 7-day forecast. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. And Rehoboth Beach commissioners, they're looking at recommendations on traffic control. This includes installing additional speed limit signs on heavily traveled streets with special emphasis on State, Henlopen, and Columbia streets. Also installing a permanent or rotating basis speed readers. Those are those radar indicators with a focus on those same 3 streets. Plus, discussion with Police Chief Keith Banks on increasing enforcement of the posted speed limit. Also happening in Rehoboth Beach, discussion and possible consideration of the draft budget for fiscal year 2027. Commissioners will hold a special budget meeting today. And according to the agenda, some of the main topics include water, comfort stations, fee schedules, and capital budget adjustments. Rehoboth Beach leaders gathered just a few hours ago at 9 a.m. And today, Bethany Beach Town Council is looking at a possible change to its permit parking system. The Budget and Finance Committee has previously recommended the town stop giving property owners a free beach permit and raise the price of the beach permit. This is one of several topics the Town Council is expected to take up at this afternoon's meeting. And parking revenue, it's been a continuing focus in Lewis as that city is debating fee hikes as part of its fiscal year 2027 budget. Leaders could discuss a possible proposal today that would increase the hourly rate for in-town meters to $2.50 and beach parking to $3. The city says that if the fee changes go into effect this summer, it will generate an additional $250,000. City officials began their meeting earlier this morning. South Bethany police are reporting a spike in speeding violations during the most recent town council meeting. January's police report showed 56 traffic tickets were handed out, and the bulk of those tickets, 34 of them were for speeding. That's a lot more than we saw in January of 2025 when only 18 total traffic tickets were issued, just 11 of them for speeding. And for most of Coastal Highway in South Bethany, that posted speed limit is 35 miles per hour. The South Bethany Bicycle and Pedestrian Safety Committee is meeting next week, and the group has long raised concerns about speeding along Coastal Highway with other areas in town. That next meeting set for Thursday, the 26th at 1 p.m. And we are learning more about problems with Delaware's paid leave program. The state website says that payments are temporarily delayed. That's due to a system error. And a release from the Delaware Senate Democrats say that this affects 300 people, and payments are expected to resume on Thursday, February 26th. Our emails to the Department of Labor have not yet been returned, but the caucus claims the Department of Labor has determined the problem and it's an isolated issue related to their new technology. Virginia's congressional redistricting could get stopped in its tracks. On Thursday, a judge issued an injunction to a referendum that could give voters the choice. Some Democratic lawmakers are looking to redraw the map. The new map would put the Eastern Shore District 2 in a more left-leaning district. One Accomack County official says the proposal doesn't solve anything.
We're not fixing anything because in Virginia we have a nonpartisan approach to districting, which was approved in 2020 in a referendum by the people. So you wonder if there would be, as Virginia is one of the red counties in the state, if we would be truly represented if we're not given a chance to elect our own representatives, which this would be dictated from other parts of the state.
And according to Governor Abigail Spanberger, this is Virginia's response to what other states are doing. Now, Virginia's new governor, Abigail Spanberger, is set to deliver the Democratic response to President Trump's State of the Union address. Spanberger was elected just in November, and has previously served in the U.S. House and as a CIA officer. The location of where she'll deliver that address has yet to be determined. Now stay with us on CoastTV News Midday, because coming up, we've got your weekend plans. From local history to film, food, and fun, there's plenty of events to attend this weekend on Delmarva. A look at your cool things to do up next.
It's been a soggy morning on Delmarva, but I think we will salvage the afternoon and evening ahead of a cold front. Now, as we take a look at the weekend, we start on a dry note, but end on an active note with rain and snow, potentially accumulating snow across the area. Congratulations to Eva of Lewis, Delaware, on winning an umbrella from CoastTV. I'll have our latest thinking as far as snowfall coming up.
Cabin fever this time of year, well, it's real, but luckily there's a lot happening along the coast this weekend, and thank goodness we can all use it. CoastTV News reporter Chrissy DeRobertis has all the cool things for you to do.
It's one of the last weekends of February, and there are two Black History Month events happening this weekend that you should know about. One, the Lewis African American Heritage Commission hosting This Used to Be My Playground. It's a chance to hear stories about the old Lewis community playground and what it meant to generations of local families. It's a free and meaningful way to spend your weekend. And also, the Rehoboth Beach Film Society is teaming up with the Southern Delaware Alliance for Racial Justice for the 7th annual Rehoboth Beach Black American Film Festival. It runs all weekend, featuring award-winning films and celebrating the work of Black artists in film. If you're itching for a vacation this year, you'll want to hit the Cheer Center from 10 to 2 on Saturday for the Cheer Travel Show. You can explore trips from travel agencies, cruise lines, and resorts all in one place, and admission is free. Sunday also has plenty going on. Thompson Island Brewing Company hosting its 4th annual Chili Cook-Off, where you can sample different chilies and vote for the best chili of the year. And if you need something to wash that chili down, Sunday is National Margarita Day. The Big Chill Surf Cantina is serving up $6 house margaritas all day long. For more details, visit our website, coasttv.com, and click on Cool Things to Do.
We've got two of them. Bob Trihey joining Chris Mastrobono in the First Alert Weather Center. They're tracking that potential storm this weekend. Chris has your full forecast after this.
Well, at least it's Friday, right? It's been a rather gloomy week. You know, temperatures have been all over the place, and we actually had a few rumbles of thunder this morning. Pretty impressive considering temperatures are in the 40s. Now, the heaviest rain is now shifted offshore. We're seeing just some light to moderate rainfall throughout much of Sussex County. We're drying out through the midshore. The front still back off across portions of West Virginia, kind of an occluded front now, and this moisture is going to continue to push offshore. We have the wet boardwalk here in Rehoboth, 40 40 degrees right now. Winds are out of the north at about 7 miles an hour. We're holding at 46 in Georgetown, 47 in Salisbury. Winds are out of the north right now, anywhere between about 10 to 20 miles an hour. So once the rain clears out, I think we warm up into the mid to upper 50s, maybe touching 60 in portions of Salisbury, some of our southwestern locations as we go into the afternoon. But a rather nice evening, dry, and that's good news, and a rather mild evening at that. Temperatures aren't really going to drop all that much behind the front. Winds will pick up a bit with some gusts to 20 to 30 miles an hour, and we fall back into the mid to upper 30s into early Saturday morning. Now, Saturday itself, no issues, very nice, 53 degrees. Then we go into Sunday, and then we run into some problems. We have a coastal storm that's going to be developing. Still some questions as to how intense this storm is going to be, where it develops. We expect rain to change over to wet snow into Sunday night. Now, we don't have Arctic air in place, so we need the storm to manufacture its own cold air. In other words, as the storm intensifies offshore, that rain, you see it beginning late morning, early afternoon, Sunday, and as the storm is intensifying and the precipitation's picking up, that's going to pull colder air down from the upper levels of the atmosphere, and you can see the rain going over to snow, and heavy snow at that. So now at this point, the sun is set. The snow is picking up, especially along most of the peninsula, and then that will continue into the early morning hours of Monday. Now, there's still some big question marks as to how close the system is going to get to the coast and how strong the system is going to be. We are looking at that snow to wind down through daybreak Monday, and we're looking at those winds to pick up. Now, early call is an early call, general 3 to 6 inches across the area again. If this is more on the lighter side, it's not going to look like much, but it's going to accumulate more on the grass. But if we get into more of those heavier bands, we're looking at upwards of, we could see 6 inches or more of snow, and then we're going to get problems on the roads as we go into Monday morning. Now, the winds are going to be picking up out of the north as that storm system pulls away, so we're going to have winds out of the east into Sunday, and then those winds will shift out of the north as we go into Monday, so a rather blustery start to the week. Now, we have red alerts in place Sunday and Monday for the storm impacts. We dry out 36. Now, the good news is we're not going to stay below freezing for a week like the last storm. So the snow, whatever falls, is not going to be sticking around long because we're up to 52 by Thursday.
Thank you, Chris. Today, day 17 of the competition of the Olympic Winter Games, and our coverage will continue all the way to the closing ceremonies. Those are on February 22nd, right here on Coast TV. And speaking of the Olympics, let's take a look at the updated results. Today, USA coming in with 9 gold, 12 silver, 6 bronze, bringing our grand total to 27. Norway, 17 gold, 9 silver, 10 bronze. They're in the lead at 36 total, and Italy falling behind, 9 gold, 5 silver, 12 bronze, bringing their total to 26. And this is our last day, a programming note for you to the Olympics. You can watch Jeopardy on our sister station, Fox 21, at its regular time, 7:30 p.m. Same show, same time, just a different channel while the games are on. Parts of Oklahoma are under evacuation orders today as crews battle multiple wildfires. At one point, more than 750,000 people in the region saw the highest level of extremely critical fire weather conditions. 220 acres have been burned so far with only 30% containment, and it remains unclear today what started that fire. A small group of Vietnam War veterans, they're suing the Trump administration over the president's plan to build a massive arch in Washington, D.C. Trump says he wants to build the Independence Arch to commemorate America's 250th anniversary, envisioning a bigger version of the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. Now, the group of veterans suing the arch, they say that it could obstruct the symbolic view between Arlington National Cemetery and the Lincoln Memorial, dishonoring those who have served in the military. And coming up on CoastTV News Midday, libraries support increased tax. How a larger fee would actually benefit some Sussex County operations. Stay tuned. Independent libraries in Sussex County are getting behind an increased library tax. There are 14 public libraries in Sussex County. 11 of those are independent, meaning that they're not fully funded by the county. Library directors say the tax, which costs neighbors anywhere between $4 and $23, helps keep them afloat. But Sussex County has not raised its library tax in nearly 20 years, leaving libraries to rely more and more on funding.
We have a deficit of nearly $300,000 to $400,000 that we need to make up annually just in order to operate. And operating means just keeping our lights on, just keeping our day-to-day operations happening, having our programming, paying our staff.
And the library tax is incorporated into property tax system. So while the library tax rate has not changed since 2008, a Sussex spokesperson says libraries have seen a 54% increase in funding due to increased property values.
Well, we got low clouds in Laurel after we had some pretty heavy rain that just passed through. We're at 46 degrees. Now we are going to be drying out through the afternoon as we make a run at the mid to upper 50s through the afternoon. You can always get your latest forecast by dialing our First Alert weather phone, and your exclusive 10-day forecast is up next. Well, we had some pretty heavy rain and even a few rumbles of thunder that passed through just a few hours ago. Now, the heaviest rain is now pushed offshore, just a few light showers around across most of Sussex County, but we are drying out. It's going to be a rather dry afternoon, a pleasant evening. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Now, we begin the weekend on a high note, 53, plenty of sunshine to start, but then we watch that coastal storm that we've been tracking. We do have red alerts in play for Sunday night in through Monday, watching for rain going over to heavy wet snow and accumulating snow in through Monday morning. Also watching for a concern of high winds and potential coastal flooding. Good news is snow, well, it won't be sticking around long because we are going to be warming into the 40s and 50s by the end of next week. Grace.
Oh, Chris, we're going to have all eyes on you this weekend. Well, thank you, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News Midday. If you'd like more local news and weather, especially ahead of this weekend's proposed storm, download our Coast TV News app, and don't forget to join us back here for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Until then, have a great Friday.